Ladies and gentlemen, high noon Saturday. You know what that means. The Crescent City Connection, fastest rising Louisiana sports show, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We're trying something a little different today, so bear with me, folks. Still gonna have fun with it. Of course, today, this week, we'll be talking about Saints, OTAs, takeaways. We'll discuss, and of course, college, LSU baseball. Somebody got sent home. Somebody continues. You'll find out who, because yes, we'll discuss. And last but not least, we'll talk a little Pelicans basketball, as I promised you last week. Just because we got the number 7 doesn't mean we don't have potential. I'll give you 3 names you need to know, and a little bit more. This week, Crescent City Connection, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed, all that is sports. Yes, sir.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at iSports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making iSports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the Crescent to the Connection. I am your host, T5, and those were our illustrious sponsors. Shout out to Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole nother planet. And Vital Apparel, helping you with your iron therapy as well as your mental therapy, which is very important. And of course, Seal the Deal Wax Seals and Miss Cecilia B. When you want to be a little fancy in your engagements, quinceañeras, weddings, parties, anniversaries, yada yada yada. When you want to be a little bougie on a budget. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention IE Sports Radio that powers the show, the Crescent City Connection, as well as many other shows. The Fast Break, the Show of the Land, all the shows. There's a lot of them. You want to find out if your favorite sport has a show, you want to find out if your neck of the woods has a show, go to iesportsradio.com. You can find out the time, the date, who hosts the show, whether you like them or not, whether you went to school with that cat, whether they're weird, whether they straightened up and started to fly right. You can find out all of that, I think, on iesportsradio.com. And you can follow me at Who is T Fizzle? Who is T Fizzle? On the X, the Twitter X. My personal page where I talk about anime, football, sports, life in general, the wrestlings, just stuff. But you can also follow me on Crescent City underscore IE. That's the show page where I talk all Louisiana sports, even Northwestern State. And of course, you can follow me on my Blue Sky page, Blue Sky, the letter U, the letter T, the number 5 at Blue Sky Blotty Blah, where I'm occasionally post stuff on there. Still getting used to Blue Sky. But of course, this is the Crescent City Connection. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. You can find me there. Just hashtag search Crescent City Connection, because guess what? We're everywhere, folks. Check. I've Googled it. I've checked. We're on Google. You can find me on every single platform you get your podcast. Trust me, I've checked. That being said, today is Saturday. This week was the first week of organized team activities, also known as OTAs, for your New Orleans Saints, which is basically practice without calling it that. They could just basically call it practice, but they got to be fancy schmancy about it. We have two more. Another one on the 27th and another one in, I believe, the first week of June. So this one, of course, coaches, players getting to know each other fresh off the heels of rookie mini camp. This one, of course, is two practices were closed to the public. One was open to the media. And of course, it's not mandatory. So you got a couple of names that were not there. Most notable. So of course he didn't come, so he has a reason. Those that were injured, Taysom Hill, Blue Steel, Hayner. And luckily they picked up Hunter Decker in the rookie mini camp, because Jake Hayner is going to be out for a while with the oblique strain he picked up this week, as a matter of fact. And speaking of quarterbacks, let's get right to it. Elephant in the room. Rattler versus Shook. Round one. Ding. They both look pretty good. Can't lie. They both spun from what we hear from the media. They both were spinning the ball well. Rattler, though, during 7-on-7 drills, went 8 for 8. Perfect in his passes, while Tyler Shook went 7 for 8. And that 7-1 was kind of debatable whether or not it was dropped or not. Very debatable. But they both took turns going with the 1s and 2s. Rattler started off with the 1s, and then Shook went with the 1s. And of course, he went with the 2s as well. Hayner, before he was injured, he was going with the 1s and the 2s as well. It was very open, just like Coach Kellen Moore said it was going to be very open competition. Everybody going with the 1, 2s, and 3s until Hayner got injured. So now it's just Shook, and for the most part, it was just Shook and Rattler. And Rattler looked the more polished of the two because of his experience. Shook kind of took a little time getting out of some breaks. You know, he's still getting used to the NFL style, used to the NFL speed, while Rattler was just bam, 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 bam. Now, Rattler may have looked the more polished, had the more polished day. Shook had the play of the day, hitting wide receiver Rashid Shaheed. Shout out to Rashid Shaheed because we were wondering if how he was going to look or if he was going to be out there at all after suffering the season-ending knee injury last year. Well, the reports of his demise have been greatly exaggerated because he was out there and he was flying. Rashid Shaheed Tyler Shook rather hit Rashid Shaheed on a double move for a 50-yard bomb that he caught in stride and would have went for a touchdown in a regular season game. And that's one of the things that a lot of people talk about Tyler Shook is that cannon for an arm he has. So Spencer Rattler had the more complete, consistent day. Tyler Shook had the play of the day. And that's going to be very important. You know, you're going to have to stack your days to play at his natural spot, left tackle, which a lot of people were wondering, was he going to get kicked into the guard to left guard, or was he going to, because we know he wasn't coming off the bench, or were they going to keep Trevor Penning out there at left tackle? No, they did not. They started Kelvin Banks Jr. at left tackle. They move Trevor Penning in at left guard next to him. Then you had Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz, and Taliasa Fuaga, the rookie from last year, going back to his natural spot that he played in college at right tackle. So the experiment there, which I kind of figured they would try to do, and I'm not messed up that they are, is Trevor Penning at guard. Because from what I hear from a lot of people, moving from tackle to guard is a lot easier. So he'll be in, I believe it was Fuaga that mentioned in an interview afterwards that he's showing a lot more power and a lot more speed at that guard spot. So this may benefit Trevor Penning in the long run. And if that's possible, then we have 1, 2, 3 number one picks out there on the offensive line. And that's our 1, 2, 3 for like the next 10 plus years. And for all intents and purposes, we should be solid. If this pays off, oh boy, the offensive line, them boys gonna be good and protected. And you gotta protect these young quarterbacks in order to get a good gauge on them. Whether you're gonna be out there in the Nussmeier sweepstakes next year, or whether you're gonna have I got my quarterback for the next couple of years, the next 10 plus years. You're going to need a solid offensive line so you can do your due diligence in evaluating these quarterbacks, whether it be Rattler, whether it be Shook, whether it be Jake Hayner, or heck, whether it be Hunter Decker. You're going to need a solid offensive line. And like this gamble can pay off, then we're back in business, baby. We talked about the injuries. We talked about those missing. And the next, let me see. So it'll also be another chance for us to get to see Kellen Moore and his new offensive, his new coaching staff as a whole in action with the veteran players as well as the rookies. So there you go. Saints OTAs week 1. Quarterbacks look solid. A lot to like, a lot to grow on. Our wide receivers, Brandon Cooks, Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed were back there in full speed, a full go. So it's good to see them out there and healthy. And there you go. That's it for Saints news. Now, when we return, it's Saturday, folks. You know we got to talk a little college. And we're going to be talking LSU baseball, LSU softball. One went home early when somebody's season ended early and somebody's out there grinding. Of course, we'll discuss when we return to the Crescent City Connection here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Yes, sir.
Hello, sports fans. It's me, your boy Larry B, and I want to walk you through the world of sports. No. Not just the mainstream major TV deal type sports, although those are important too. But let me be your guide through your journey of all sports, from college to the pros, the minors, and everything in between. Each week, we are talking sports galore with true diehards just like you from a hardcore fan's perspective that's sure to quench your thirst around leagues you may know all too well and some you may even discover here. That's right, sports fans. If you love sports of all kinds, enjoy hearing amazing sports stories, and respect all sports because you know how difficult any of them can be to play or compete in, then this is your show. Join me, your boy Larry B, on The Defining Moment each week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, and let the sports come to you.
Hey sports fans, do you like wine? Well, we've got the show for you. This is Let's Wine About Sports, a show where we talk about wine and sports simultaneously. From the classic Cabernet Sauvignon all the way down to the grapes that you've never even heard of before. Oh yeah, we cover it all. And we'll talk about a little bit of sports as well. Football, hockey, collegiate, women's sports, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to whine about it all. So join me Monday at 8 p.m. on IU Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Crescent City Connection, fastest rising Louisiana sports show on the interwebs, powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Shout out to Mr. Larry B and the one defining moment, or the defining moment, and of course, Mr. Mike Pat. Let's whine about sports, because we all basically whine about sports. And of course, you can find those shows on iesportsradio.com, along with all our other illustrious shows, where you can find out the date, time, because of time zones that should be done away with. But that's another story for another. That's another discussion for another day. We're here to talk about Louisiana sports and college. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Most notably, LSU, Louisiana State University Tigers. They're pretty good. They're still pretty good. And of course, we'll be talking about the baseballs, because the men are just now starting the SEC tournament. They had like a double bye. Not like double bye, brother. Oh, yeah. Look at those pythons, brother. Nah, I mean like a double bye. Like they didn't have to play till like yesterday. When we last caught up with the fellas down in Baton Rouge, they beat the South Carolina Gamecocks 7-3 behind Anthony Ianson after choking away game one. They bounced back game two behind Cade Anderson, and they take game three behind Ianson winning the series. So they choked away game one, bounced back 1, 2, and 3 against the Gamecocks. And the Tigers finished the conference play a 19-11. And they'll be the 3 seed going into the SEC tournament, which I just mentioned. They had like a double bye. They had to play till yesterday. Speaking of Friday, the Tigers survived the number 14 Aggies 4-3. The Tigers jumped out to a 4-0 lead, and they held on after that. Junior Ethan Fry drove in 3 of the runs. 2 of them came on a 2-run homie in the 3rd inning. LSU will next face number 7, Ole Miss, on Saturday in like 30 minutes for the right to play in Les SEC Champions on Sunday. As for the ladies, they didn't fare so well. Like I said, the preview of the show, unfortunately, one team season continued and the other one did not. And the season that ended prematurely would be that of the Lady Tigers. After being bounced out of the SEC tournament, they went into the national tournament with home field at Baton Rouge. Now, granted, they had some tough competition with UConn, Nebraska, and another homie, Southeastern Louisiana State University Lions. Shout out to Hammond, the alumnus. Yeah, love to see it. Just don't love to see that Louisiana on Louisiana violence because that's exactly what happened. Game one, the Lady Tigers got dealt the raw hand. They were upset by Southeastern in the opening round. LSU did dirty. Southeastern, man. Shout out to the Lady Lions, man. They did the thing, man. After that, LSU turned around and they blanked UConn 3-0. LSU battled and tied the game 3 times before Southeastern secured the walk-off victory in the 7th. In the top of the 7th, Red Duty wore a pitch to get the inning started, and 2 batters later, Leno secured her second RBI of the day with a single down the left field line to tie the game at 7-all. But in the bottom of the 7th, SLU loaded the bases with no outs, and a runner beat the throw at home on a fielder's choice to walk off LSU and advance to the regional finals. Wow, Southeastern. Look at y'all. But that was to be short-lived because Southeastern turned around and lost to Nebraska, who beat them earlier on in the week. So Nebraska goes on, and LSU and Southeastern are eliminated. Bright side, they don't have far to go because they were already in Louisiana. And that's it. That's the end of the season. Beth Torina will be back next season. Also a bright spot, depending on how you feel about her. But one name will not. Pitcher Sidney Berzon enters the transfer portal immediately. Berzon went 18 for 8 through 30 appearances and 22 starts as a junior. Through 139.1 innings pitched, she completed 104 strikeouts and 2.46 ERA. She drew the start in 2 of LSU's 5 postseason games. A 2-time All-American, Berzon finishes her career as a Tiger with a 2-point ERA, 52 wins, and 416 strikeouts. A starter since she arrived on campus, Berzon made 100 appearances in the circle with 61 starts. While Berzon's departure is a large loss for LSU, head coach Beth Torina's team, the Tigers maintain a strong staff led by Jaden Heavener. As a freshman in 2025, the left-hander made 21 starts, posted 152 strikeouts through 119.2 innings. She'll likely be the go-to starter as a sophomore. So shout out to Sidney Berzon. She'll be playing somewhere else next year. Will that work out? We shall see. Oh, and that's it for the college sports, if you will. When we return for our final segment, we'll be talking Pelicans basketball. Last week, I gave you a bright spot at the end of a dark tunnel. We may have the number 7 pick, but that pick could be actually worth something. I'll give you 3 names you need to know as potential Pelicans for the next season. When we return to the Crescent City Connection here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Yes, sir.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Davidson.
It's your boy, Dentarius Lava.
And we are the hosts of Fast Break here on IE Sports Radio, where we discuss everything in the world of basketball from prep to the pros.
You guys should definitely check us out, man. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We got all the basketball information you guys need, so we look forward to you guys listening in.
And please do, because we are the best basketball show on this side of the Mississippi. And please do check us out on Twitter at FastBreakISR. D-Lock, where's our time again?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That gives you guys plenty of time on a Sunday.
Tune in.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daryl Kinsey Jr., and I'm welcoming you to take another lap with the fastest show on IE Sports Radio. Yes, this is the Extra Mile with me and my co-hosts Christopher Lehman and Michael Ward. We talk everything racing from NASCAR to IndyCar to Formula One to limited hydroplanes, endurance racing, the NHRA, and more. So come join us for an hour of great racing talk and a lot of fun as well on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 8 p.m. only on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back to the Crescent City Connection. Shout out to those fellas on the Extra Mile. Shake it back, Daryl. Shake it back, those fellas. Shake it back there, Daryl. Shake it back there, Chris. You out there and get it. If you're not your first, your last, boy. Out there with the bad dogs, I'm there talking about that old NASCAR, boy. Shout out to the Extra Mile, boy. You go watch that show every day, every week. You find out where it come on IESportsRadio.com. You go find out where it come on. And you support that NASCAR, boy. And shout out to D-Lock and Darius, the Fast Break, talking all the hoops. We're playing basketball. And that's the perfect segue to our third and final segment, talking about those New Orleans Pelicans. Last week, we talked about that sham of a mockery, that travesty they call the draft lottery, and how they screwed royally the Pelicans, but also the Utah Jazz, the Washington Wizards, and the Charlotte Hornets. And then we were like, yeah, we were hoping we could get the number 1 pick. It was a stretch, but at least we would have like the number 2 or the number 3 or the number 4. And when that didn't happen, you were like, well, heckums. What are we gonna have? What do we got? We got the number 7. Ugh, that's disgusting, lad. What are the lads supposed to do with that? So I thought about it. What can we do with that number 7 pick? I told you last week, for the folks that listen every week without fail, that there's some names you need to know that could join the Pelicans with that number 7 pick and add to the team. Of course, they're not going to be Cooper Flag level, but they'll still fit either a need or they'll build the team up around Zion. First name was my favorite. Recently, my favorite. Shout out to the homies at Boo Crew Media. Check them out on YouTube. They put me on to this one right here. Derek Queen, 6'10", 245 pounds, center from the University of Maryland. The Terrapins. I can't speak English, ladies and gentlemen. The Terrapins. First team All Big Ten. He has an old school basketball game. Back to the rim he can do, but he can also face up on you. While being able to take traditional bigs off the dribble, he's a good passer, a threat with the ball in his hand, driving and creating for himself, finishing and post scoring. Flashes. He flashes here. She shows flashes of a jump shot and 3-pointers. He wasn't asked to take many of them, but he shows flashes of having that ability. Now, can he develop it into more of a consistent jump shot or consistent 3? That will be that's one we got to remain to see. He needs to improve on his defense. He'd be undersized big in the NBA. In college, he was more on the thick side, 6'10". He was bully balling dudes. But at the same time, he was like facing up bigs and crossing them up, making their knees clap. So I'm like, ugh. He'd be an undersized big in the NBA, but he'd be a perfect power forward. Hear me out, folks. You move Zion to actual point guard because he's 6'6". Move him over to a point guard. You can have a healthy Herb Jones at the 2. Trigger Trey Murphy at the 3. Derek Queen at the 4. And Yves Missi at the 5. Oh. Now, what do you do when Murray comes back? Because he'll be out for a while. So what do you do when Murray comes back? Well, I guess you can slide Zion over to the shooting guard. That's just going to make your bench that much more deeper, which is a good problem to have. So think about it. Derek Queen is a name you need to know. Like I like his game because it reminds me a little bit of Zach Randolph. Y'all remember Zebo? He had some shot on him, but he was a bully in the paint and quick too. So that's something that Derek Queen definitely shows flashes of, reminds me of. So take a look at Derek Queen when you get a chance. Not Dairy Queen, Derek Queen. And second is a name that's very divisive around people. I didn't know how many people didn't like this dude. But, personal preferences aside, Common Malawak, 7'2", center from Duke. The Dukies, another Blue Devil. He has a 9'8" wingspan. The boy literally has wings. He's out here, caw, caw, tuki, tuki, caw, caw. The boy literally has wingspan. He has high defensive potential. Didn't have a lot of blocks, but he has a lot of potential in the NBA if he works on it to get more blocks. He has excellent footwork. Mostly because I think he played soccer in Sudan, kind of like Yves Misi. He guards perimeter well. So for those centers that don't like to bang and like to hang out the 3-point line, guess what? You're not getting rid of him because he's gonna follow you. He can guard 1 through 5, so he can guard guards as well as bigs. That's a plus. Versatility is definitely a plus. 77% from the free throw line, which is good because if you're getting hacked and stuff, you don't want them to try to pull a hack a shack on you and you have to leave the floor. No, keep on following me because I'm gonna make these free throws, brother. So that's a plus, and also that speaks to his potential to shoot. He also has a potential to shoot mid-range jumpers, outside shots. That's going to need to develop. If that can develop as well, he may actually be a dope pick at number 7. Common Malawak. Remember that. And another name that could be there, might not be there, could be there, might not be there. It all depends. Jeremiah Fears, 6'4", 182 pounds, guard from the University of Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner. 17.1 points per game, 4.1 rebounds per game, 4.1 assists per game. Jeremiah Fears is a crafty, quick, off the dribble guard, explosive young guard out of Oklahoma, who has shown he knows how to run an offense, especially in tournament time. With the run Oklahoma had. So the Pelicans are in a weird spot because of the DeJounte Murray injury. We're going to be down a point guard. And of course, we have Jose and Elfrid Payton. Thank you. Sorry. Brain freeze. We have Elfrid Payton, who doesn't play a lot of defense, but he plays a serviceable guard. And of course, we have Jose Alvarado, who plays a heck of a lot of defense on guard. But the size ain't there. It's a size thing. So Jeremiah Fears is definitely a name you need to know just in case they go that route. They feel they need to go that route. And lastly, another Dookie. It is what it is. Con Knueppel. 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 All right. 6'7", 220 pounds. Dookie. I just wanted to say Dookie. Last season,
averaged 14.1 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2.7 assists. He's strong scoring, strong passing ability, great perimeter shooting, and high basketball IQ, which is very important. It's like, do you study well? Are you picking up what's going on the court? Are you remembering tendencies? Do you read and recognize things as they're happening that you? He's a dookie. What can I say? Those are 4 names that Pelican fans should get to know, and you're probably going to hear a lot of in the coming weeks leading up to the draft with that number 7 pick. Ugh, disgusting. I mean, yeah, everybody else got it pretty bad. You know, Utah, they were hanging their hat on getting Cooper Flag. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, Utah. It could always be worse, Utah. Get your chin up. Things could be worse. I mean, you already don't have a football team, and nobody really likes you in the NBA. It could always be worse. All you gotta do is believe. And don't feel bad, Charlotte. You still got that LaMelo Ball boy until his contract runs out and he decides he can go play somewhere else and make a lot more money and probably win a championship because y'all don't do anything in Charlotte. Things could always be worse. All you got to do is believe. And don't feel bad, Washington. You haven't been good ever. Not even when Michael Jordan was playing there, and he was a horrible owner, even though he's the greatest of all time. You sucked as you sucked kind of like the Bobcats did. And man, wasn't he the owner of the Bobcats? Jeez, Michael Jordan, you're a real bad investment. You're a great player, bad investment. But keep your chin up. Keep your chin up, Washington. At least you're not the Bullets anymore. This could be better. All you gotta do is believe. I wasted enough of your time, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got for basketball today. Pelicans basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me here on the Crescent City Connection on Saturday. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me talking Louisiana sports, because who else is going to talk Louisiana sports? Not those nerds on ESPN. Nerds. Join me next week here, high noon. But we're going to talk more Louisiana sports. Hopefully some good stuff, positive stuff's happening. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, follow me on the Twitter X at whoistfizzle. And of course, Crescent City _IE. And of course, find out more about all our illustrious shows on iesportsradio.com, where we have merch, hats, shirts, hoodies, the whole shebang-a-bangs. I want a hat. And of course, shout out to our illustrious sponsors, Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, Vital Apparel, and Seal the Deal Wax Seals. And you can find this show and many more on all your platforms that you can get your lovely podcast. The Twitter X, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. We are taking over, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, help the show out wherever you're finding this. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. I love you. You love me. Let's team up and do something to Barney. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm T5. You're the Crescent City Connection. You have a blessed and lovely Saturday. I love you. Good night.